Welcome back everyone to our practice today. If you'd like to pause the video and get a blanket or a pillow to place under your hips, you can go ahead and do that. Or you can just be creative and not use one. Totally up to you. But today's practice is going to be great for anyone that maybe is currently going through a little bit of fear in their life. It's very normal. I recently went through a little chapter of fear myself, and I think it's just part of the ebb and flow of life. We have our wonderful days, and then we have our days that aren't the way that we plan or the way that we expect, and that's completely okay. They serve us a lot of lessons, and they make us appreciate life a little bit more on those brighter days. But today I'd love to share just a nice gentle flow for the full body and to kind of reground ourselves, remind us that we have a strong helmet, a strong headspace, and that we live best when we're connected in the moment. So without further ado, we will go ahead and get started in a cross-legged seated position. So with the hands on top of the knees, maybe you have something under your hips, maybe you don't, but we'll just sit up nice and tall. Heart is in your own way, stacked right above the tailbone. And we're finding a nice length in the spine. So we're beginning our practice, tuning inwards, slowing down the breath, and breathing in and out the nose. And just taking this moment to relax and to let go of everything else. And when you're breathing in and you're breathing out, really emphasize an intentional breath. So when you breathe in, like it's like you're breathing in a flower, or you're smelling a flower. And then when you breathe out, you are really kind of breathing out from the whole body. Not just from the throat or from a superficial place. And so lift the heart a little taller. See if there's any place, any parts of the body that is a little tense. And just be aware of that and see if you can guide a little breath in that direction, full of love and compassion, to honor it and then let go. And then on your next breath in, just go ahead and bring the hands to the heart, palms together, hands in prayer. And just feel your breath in this moment, feeling your own heartbeat in this moment. And we will keep it moving. So if you had something underneath your hips, you can move it to the side. And we will melt into a child's pose. So open the knees as wide as your mat or hip width apart, and then just melt the hips towards the heels. And maybe just place your right ear on the ground. And when you're ready, switch sides, left ear on the ground. And one more time, switching sides. And one more time. Very good. Go ahead, walk the hands towards the knees. Bring the knees together. If this is too much for your knees, you can place that prop under your hips again. We'll rest here, sitting the heart nice and tall. And again, bringing the hands to our heart center. Bow the chin towards your chest, interlace the fingers, and then hollow the upper body. Think of pressing the hands away from you. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, cactus the arms, bending the elbows. Interlace the fingers behind you, and then start to lengthen the arms, imagining you're pressing your knuckles into the earth, into the ground, but really just opening up the chest, maybe lifting the chin. And then exhale, we will walk the hands back into plank and then step the right foot back, pressing the heel down, pressing the top of your left foot on the ground, and then being light with the weight that we have on our hands. Maybe you rock back and forth, and then lift your right foot off the ground and point through your right toes. And then exhale, we'll bring the right knee into the chest, and then again extend away. And then we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, we crunch. Exhale, we lengthen. And then we'll lower down, switch sides. And again, pressing into that left heel. Maybe rocking and being playful with our weight, going from upper body to lower body, and then go ahead and lift and lengthen. Find a nice extension all the way from your toes up and through the crown of your head. And then on your next inhale, bring the knee into the chest, and then extend away. Inhale, we crunch, and exhale, we lengthen. One more time. And then lower both knees on the ground. Inhale, a few rounds of cat and cow. Lifting the chin and then hollowing the upper body. Moving through the spine, connecting breath with movement. And then one more time. Inhale, we arch the back. And exhale, we hollow. And then melt back down into your child's pose. Extending the arms away. You can place the forehead on the ground, or you can place your right ear or your left ear. And just notice, once again, your body. Just listening inwards. Kind of honoring the way that the body communicates with us, whether through tension or through emotions, but recognizing when it arises, giving it our attention, and then letting it go. And then we'll go ahead, shift the weight forwards, step the feet back, stay on your elbows, but lower the hips. Press into the tops of your toes and make sure that your elbows are just underneath your shoulders. So we're doing a bit of a sphinx pose. If your shoulders naturally want to round forward, see if you can pull them back, kind of pinch them behind you, like there's a little pencil in between your shoulder blades. And then lower the shoulders, think of opening the throat, pressing the hips into the ground, pressing the tops of the toes into the ground. So even though we're not moving, we're static, we are fully engaged and fully aware of all the things going on. Keep the upper body and lower body as it is, but just start to bring the chin to the chest and let the head get heavy. Inhale, bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest. Switch sides. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. And exhale, lower down. Bring the chest on the floor and then slide the hands by the ribs. We'll go ahead and grab a hold of our left toes. And just think of squeezing the foot to the glutes, to your hips as close as you can. And then release and switch sides. Grabbing hold of your right toes and then squeezing. And then releasing. And then place your fingertips outside of your yoga mat and then prop your wrist so your hands look like little tents. Make sure the elbows are pointing towards the ceiling and think of pressing your hips again into the earth. Maybe you can point the toes and then lift the feet off the ground. Maybe you can even lift the knees off the ground. And then relax the toes, bring the feet together, and then on your next inhale, see how far you can lift the chest while you lengthen the arms nice and straight. Maybe the chin can point a little taller. Maybe the gaze follows, and then slowly lower back down. Come into upward dog, placing the hands by the ribs. Go ahead, curl the toes, but keep them together. And then with a strong push, lift your whole body off the ground, except your hands and feet, obviously. Think of squeezing the knees. And again, inhale, lift the chin, lift the gaze. Teaching yourself to always find new perspectives. And then exhale, come back to a tabletop, come back to a child's pose, come back to a tabletop, come back to a cobra, come back to upward dog, lift the chin. Very good. Relax the knees. You can come into a cross-legged seat, or you can come back into a kneeling position, into hero's pose. Choose your seat. Resting the hands either on the knees, on the thighs, or maybe on your lap. Again, slowing the breath, feeling the body. And using this moment to just stay connected with yourself. Giving yourself grace and giving yourself the tools to let go and to listen. And sometimes you really can listen better with the eyes closed. You can stay here, or you can shift into Shavasana, laying on the ground, into corpse pose. But I invite you to stay in stillness as long as you need to. And then whenever you're ready, we will ease back into our day, remembering that having a little trust with our own self-awareness and listening to the way that we feel and having an acceptance with the two is really all we need to be able to let go. To trust and to accept, to be vulnerable, and to have a little bit of faith. But I hope this practice helped you today. I hope it gave you a little bit of a new perspective and helped ground you a little bit with wherever you are in this moment. And from here, I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.